right, well, let's get started, and I'm sure people will join in, but I want to make sure that we're mindful of our time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all and get started here on our team meeting. I'm excited to talk with you. I've been in dialogue with several of our commercial agents across the country, and so some good things are coming up, and yeah, so we're going to have some good conversation about that. Tell me something good first. Let's start out with some bucket filling and gratitude.
Sounds like I leased my property in Fridley.
Really?
So supposed to have a 100,000-foot tenant coming in there.
That's awesome. That's been a time coming. Come together, fall apart, come together.
We've been down roads, but we never got to the point of having a lease.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. Bob, do you want to talk about your land deal that you got coming?
Sure. I've actually got, how do you know about my land deal?
Because I was working with Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy Foley and I are working on actually 2 plots of land that are adjacent to each other in Nowthen, Minnesota, which is in northwest Anoka County, just a stone's throw from Elk River. And it currently is farmland, and we're hoping to sell it as residential development. So hitting a bunch of home builders and see if they'll take 160 acres off of our hands. So one of the plots is 40 acres and another seller is selling 120 acres. They're related. And so we're trying to sell those for around $2 million. So there's a homestead on one of them that could be sold for about $400,000. So the net cost is around 1.6. So, so it's about $10,000 an acre, which is really doable for development's sake. So yeah, we're thankful to be working with Kathy on that.
Yay. Awesome. Any other gratitude?
I gotta fill Tom Baker's bucket. Thank you, Tom. I went ahead and had some documents that I wanted Tom to go ahead and take a look at and get his opinion on, and he was kind enough to share his time. So thank you.
How about Phil Meg Larson? He's been phenomenal working on getting Command kind of teed up for commercial.
Yes. And
working on some other stuff related to compliance and broker stuff. So it's been awesome, super responsive, very helpful. Thanks, Meg.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey, awesome. All right, a big happy birthday coming up here in September. We've got Jim Halber, he's going to be 29. I see you chuckling. We got Bob. Bob's going to be flying in at a big old 30, right? Are we 30 yet, Bob?
Yeah, ×2 plus a couple.
And then, of course, Anthony and Jeff. So happy birthday, guys.
Anthony must still be in diapers.
Well, except for Wilbur. We'll give him a hard time because he's not here. Huge congratulations. I don't know if you guys saw the post that we had in our group. The top producers for July, the Haas Real Estate Group came in at #2 in closed volume for the entire region. And so congratulations to Christopher. And I know Tom Comerford was working with him on that deal. So congratulations to everybody all around. I think it was probably like one of the biggest ones that has occurred in that area, I want to say. I saw a news article on it. So that's good stuff. Congratulations. Celebrations all around for everybody. So we are continuing to make sure that we move everyone forward in both technology, training, and one of the topics that we'll talk about later is building our businesses. One of the things that we have been doing to streamline a lot of our communication is making sure that all of our events show up on the calendar. Is this live, Maggie? If I click on this link, do you think? I don't think it is in presentation.
Yeah, I don't think it might be, but I'll
Worries.
send it out with a recap note so everybody can click easily.
Yep, so what we've done is just for easy access, we've gone in and changed we've done color coding. So that's fantastic, unless you're colorblind. But this one thing that we're working on to make sure that it's easily accessible is to keep things segregated so you can find what's most important for you to help your business in the events that are coming. So you can see that on the training calendar on our private Facebook group page. So that Keller Williams Integrity /KWC Midwest private group is all morphing now towards commercial. And so that's where you can do deal shares, you can do needs and wants, you can do topics that we'll post on there. So please join it if you haven't already. I know it's been one thing that we've said time and time again, how communication deals are happening, and we don't have the luxury of getting physically together as much anymore. So we have to use some of these technology portals to help us be able to stay connected without being physically connected. So we're doing what we can to make sure that we make that as easy as possible and fill your tool belt with those things that are going to be helpful for you. Some upcoming trainings that will be happening. You'll notice here they're listed, and where you can find them again is on the calendar. Some more there with Lipsy. I know Sam's doing that intro to KW. Prospect Now updates. So there's a lot of things that we want to make sure that you're able to access, and not everything is going to be applicable for some of us that are seasoned, and yet we're trusting that you'll be able to tap in when you're available. And the beauty of these things are many of them are recorded so that you can go back to them if you so desire. Speaking of trainings, so in September, Mega Camp. So guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this because Mega Camp is different this year in that we're doing it all digitally. And we've got specific breakouts for commercial. So this, if you've never been to Family Reunion or Mega Camp, this would be a great opportunity for you to get a taste to see on a broad scale what the national KW commercial presence is, and start making connections with other brokers across the country. So I highly recommend. It's $119 for the full 3 days. But here's the beauty of it. We have access to all of the materials, I want to say, for up to 60 days after Mega Camp. So if you have an appointment, or if you are out of town, or if you are on the golf course during one of the breakout sessions, you can still access it. And I know for a fact I'm in a small group in Facebook, and we have 3 specific breakouts right now that they're teeing up. One is a panel of top commercial brokers talking about how to build a business and using it through diversifying of their niches within their team. Another one is utilizing technology. We also will have vendor breakouts so that inside of the marketplace, you can go and visit with the vendors. So CoStar, Crexi, I know those 2 will be there for sure. Tom Baker, do you know any other information about the marketplace at Family Mega Camp or any of the other breakouts? There was a 3rd one, and I can't remember the name of it.
I'll look it up while we're
Okay.
going through here.
And then, Tom, do you know, are we still having the commercial retreat in October?
They're still talking about having it. They're determining what they're going to do, whether it's going to be virtual or not. And I think at this stage, it should be virtual, but Sam hasn't said anything about it. I'll be on a call with him here again in a little over an hour. I'll bring it up and ask him.
That would be awesome because I think it's slated for like October 23rd or 22nd or something like that. And I just wanted to make sure that that is happening. Any questions with that, guys? Okay, so I wanted to just share with you, and this came from a conversation that we had on one of the regional calls. And I think, Jim, you might have been on that call where we were talking about the opportunity right now within our industry is really prime. I'm having some great conversations with very seasoned and successful commercial agents out there that are with some of the bigger firms. And they're noticing, of course, the change in the way that we're doing business and the technology and the way that we have to just show up differently. And so they're very curious about what's occurring. And so I was on the phone with a commercial friend of mine out in California. And so she and I were talking about how they're doing some recruiting out there as well for their teams. So this got me thinking, and I revisited, I'm comparing the MREA book because Keller Williams is the place for building teams in the residential world. We all know teams are a little different in the commercial world. However, what I'm learning by doing a side-by-side comparison with the MREA manual and then the book that Tom had so graciously allowed me to review specifically on building commercial teams is there are some similarities. So I wanted to just spend just briefly a couple of minutes talking about it, and then I'd love to hear some feedback from you if you guys are interested and think this is something that you would be you'd be interested in learning more about. Because I have four conversations happening right now with very successful commercial agents. And they have businesses of their own, like their own book of business, but they're a little afraid to leave the comfort of their company. And so, but they're absolutely looking. So why is now a time when top commercial agents are looking at this opportunity? Well, the market has shifted. We know that. We know it's in the process and talent is looking. Curiosity is at a very high level. We also know that finding, winning, fulfilling, servicing transactions with our clients requires some varying sets of skills. Some of us are hunters, some of us are gatherers, some of us are making sure that we follow systems. And we all have different strengths, and so it makes sense to combine those strengths that we might then be able to give a better customer service experience and allow for agents to really blossom within our businesses. So some people are doing niches underneath, meaning they've got specialists of different lanes under their umbrella. Others are doing multi-location. And so this is what I thought of with Jim specifically, being that you're in Mankato. If you had someone that lived in, worked in Woodbury, for instance, can you duplicate, collaborate, share, provide a wider net without having to have you spend more time in cultivating those locations? So multi-location client opportunities, and with technology, we're talking about, we're doing a Zoom on all of our locations at one place. That's happening within our clients as well. So who do we know that could benefit from being in business with us? And who could you benefit from being in business with? Those are the questions to ask yourself. So this is right out of the book, and I wanted to copy and paste it and give Rod, of course, the credentials on it. Today, more and more commercial agents are looking, and they're working within teams and groups. It helps them to focus their efforts into what they do well And it also helps you to pool your individual resources, market share, and can make you a stronger presence when you sit down with the client, whether it be across a Zoom screen or in person. Without that credibility and that market share, we're seeing a very big delineation between the people that are doing business and the people that aren't. So these are the 5 themes according to the book of Teams Built to Dominate. So Teams Built to Dominate have strong leadership, and everybody on this call is a strong leader. So the leaders are going to create the team and then make sure that when people join it, they never want to leave. They have the right people. So starting out with the right people, and the right people are ones that understand, have a seasonality within the business, that have the characteristics that are going to serve your clients and move your team forward. And they're also going to work well within the infrastructure of your business. So they're going to complement your personality style as well as be different than your personality style. Communicate to coordinate. So when you have vision and you have clarity around that vision, people are attracted to it. So do you have a vision of what you want your business to look like? And do you have operating agreements of how people can succeed within that infrastructure? And are they clear about that expectations with accountability and consistency? That provides a culture within your business that trumps all other things. So it's the one thing that can tie you all together. And it starts out with work ethic, accountability, and trust, that you're all working towards the same goal. So do you have everybody on the boat and all of us rowing in the right direction together? So these things, 5 themes, when in harmony, create teams that dominate and take advantage of a shifted market where there are really great agents out there that a shifted market reveals opportunities because it reveals where our weaknesses are strongest. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, and yet it's true. Those that do not do well lead generating do more poorly in a shifted market in lead generating than they had in the past because it's not coming to them anymore. So some of those things just to keep in mind. So where do you start? Well, you got to get clear about what you want. So determine what's important to you within your business and get clear around that, because not everybody's going to be a good fit. Jared and I talk about this all the time. Not everybody's going to be a good fit for our office. And it's okay. We don't want everybody. I always tease that the tagline is, we only want thoroughbreds. We don't want any donkeys. So donkeys are great. They're just not what we're looking for. So making sure what needs are you having within your organization and what needs are of priority. So then you prioritize those needs so that you can create the vision and it'll become crystal clear about who you need in your business and what you need in your business. So clear strategy is first, prioritizing that, and then you will attract people into your team to grow your income and grow your business. So I'm super excited about this opportunity. Stay tuned because at Mega Camp, this is going to be one of the topics that we are discussing because there are agents right now that are adding seasoned brokers to their teams, and they've gone through this process. So we'll be able to ask them more pointed questions on how they've done it and how they've screwed up so that we don't screw up, that we can learn from their mistakes. Does any of this interest any of you on the call today? I see Jim shaking his head yes, and I don't see Tom Baker. So, okay, so Jim,
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so we have the tools within KW to help determine if the recruit or the agent is somebody that would be a good partner with you or a good team member under you. And I I love doing that. So I would be more than happy to help in creating opportunities with you and just connecting you with people to see if they might be a good fit. Before that happens though, I need you to be clear about what you're looking for, because that'll help us in finding it. Once we're clear, your reticular activating system, it's inside of your brain. It's that one thing that says, once you start thinking that you want it, this is my husband, I want to buy a Ford F-150 something, black with dual something or other. And he said that one day, and he's been watching YouTube videos on it. And all of a sudden he starts seeing these Ford F-150s on the road. That's your reticular activating system. So when you start saying, I'm clear about who I want someone who is, and be okay with being very specific. I want someone who is younger, technology savvy, driven to succeed, has been an athlete, because I know that they'll work well within a team and they have the discipline to get up and work out every day. I want someone who's been in the hospitality industry, because I know that they'll bring a different level of customer service to my team. Get really clear about what you're looking for, because then we'll find it. They show up. So please reach out to me and let me know if you would like to have my help at any level in the process, because we really want to help you build your teams and your business. It's something that I'm super passionate about. I love doing it. Any questions on that? I know it was a little bit, I can send out these slides, you can have them. And it was just the tip of the iceberg, but I wanted to kind of give an overview of what I've been, what my heart has been thinking about for you guys over the last couple of weeks, several weeks. Jared, were you going to say something?
Well, yeah, I can say a couple of things. One, you're really good at helping people find talent. Now, if that's actually adding an agent, partnering up with an agent, because I've seen you do it before, or also as far as staff end of it. So, putting admins in place for people, and because we come across them all the time because we're looking, right? And then as far as we're able to put personalities together and stuff like that. One of the most, and if you haven't, in bringing talent into your pool and your world, as having a commercial business, one of the biggest things to go ahead and realize, I think like 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, it was like, hey, people are getting paid. They'll stay because they're getting paid. That's really not the case anymore. It's financial, but yet with that, it's the environment as well. And how does that environment relate with their life and all of that other stuff? So it's such an interesting concept. And between Jen and myself, I know we've done it so many times and have worked with teams and in businesses that we're a really good sounding board on it. But I think the number one mistake I see is when people bring in admin is they think, hey, I'm going to pay them this dollar amount and they're just going to stay here and be loyal and do all this other, and it doesn't work that way. What environment are they involved in? How are they communicated with? All that other stuff. It's a big deal.
And it's a very different world of, we actually can have more stay-at-home workers because we have a lot of work happening at home. I mean, I'm sitting at home right now. We're all in different locations, so that it's a different dynamic because, okay, well, how do you make sure that that they're not doing their laundry, or how do you have that trust that they're actually working? So it's a little bit different, and I have reached out to International about the KPA to see if we can get specificity. Yep, that's the word, if we can get specific about a commercial KPA. Because right now it's very residential.
And you had asked about the mega camp, the three main commercial topics. One is new agents that are in the business and how they're coming in and how they're getting started. And it's the new change in commercial for the younger agents. One is how the agents are building their business and getting it to a 7-figure income. And then the other is how the teams are going from a normal team to a mega team.
Got it.
And they're all panels. So you'll hear, those are usually the best education of all, because you're hearing from people that actually do it, not
Yeah.
from some trainer that used to do it a long time ago, but now you're hearing from people that are doing it and performing.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I think that there's been a turn in the caliber of the training that's coming out for commercial, because people are taking it on themselves. Active commercial practicing brokers are taking it upon themselves to teach, and it's there's some good stuff that's happening. So sign up for that. That would be good. Awesome. All right, Jared, can you give us some updates on what's happening within the Market Center?
As far as us going ahead and growing and bringing things together, one of the things that we're doing right now is we're narrowing down space. So as many of you know, our lease is up here in the next several months in Eagan and the Apple Valley Market Center as well. That lease is up as well. So we're looking at two locations. Those locations need to be okayed by international and all of that as well. But as far as, so we're getting closer on that. We're getting bids on build out and all of that good stuff. So we should be set on that. And that's really the biggest, that's the biggest hurdle that we have right now. And we're almost, we're halfway through it.
We're going along.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meg, can you share with us the cool things that we've got going with, we finally have it clear and concise and a system for compliance with commercial. Dave and Meg, take it away.
Yep. I'm going to be sending out a Loom video for everybody so you guys can follow along too on how to put your documents in Command, how to get paid through Command as well. It's pretty simple, but we definitely need to start loading all of our documentation into Command for Michelle to review. So again, I'll be sending out a video. There's really just 3 steps. You're going to create your contact, you're going to load your documents, and you're going to complete, it's called commissions in Command. It's basically the same thing as green sheets. So commissions in Command is how you get paid. That's what I can pull into Winmore to create all of your commission checks. So again, video to go out with that. And then also Lauren, who's on this call, she's phenomenal at training. So as you guys are going through and doing your first round, please reach out to either Lauren or myself in the email that I'll send you guys. Both Lauren and I's contact information will be in there. So please do reach out. We'd love to go through with you guys one-on-one the first time you go through and load your documents in. And the first time you go through and you do your first commission, we're here to help you guys with that too. So again, we'll have all of our contact information in the email that I'll send out after the meeting today. So that should be all ready to go.
And is it clear, Dave, as you've been
Yeah.
journeying, if you've been going down this journey, tell us kind of what Michelle is just looking for, because it's not everything. There's just a few documents that she's looking for, correct?
Yeah, and that a little bit depends on the type of transaction it is, of course. So we created a checklist that's got some required docs and some, if you have them, we want them docs. Not every transaction's got every document. It's a pretty clean checklist, and it breaks it down basically between list, buy, landlord, and tenant. So landlord, tenants, leasing, and list and buy are purchase sale transactions. And then there's also, there's a little wiggle room for things like consulting, stuff like that. So for a lease, for example, if you're on the landlord side, we want the listing agreement, and we want the lease, and we want your invoice. Pretty much it. If there's any disclosures that occurred, representation, stuff like that, we want that. Purchase and sale, we want purchase agreements. If you're on the list side, we want the listing agreement. If you're on the buy side and you've got a buyer rep agreement, we want it. If you don't have one, it's not required. It's good business to have one. It's not required, but if you have one, submit it. And so we're trying to draw a distinction between, what's the best way to put it? A distinction between, there's a certain minimum requirement that we just gotta have in order to transact our business. We want to make sure everybody's getting those. And then there's the rest of the stuff in commercial that may or may not be involved in a transaction and is best practice to have. And if you have it, we want it. And if you don't have it, just tell us you don't have it. So yeah, should be pretty clean.
Yeah, we don't want to
Did a
be
great job of
burdened.
getting it all loaded into sort of into the right places in Command. I've done a little test run on a lease deal. So yeah.
Good. We don't want to be burdensome, but we want enough information so that we can protect everybody and there's clarity. Because the worst thing that happens is when there's a question in the transaction and we get called and we don't have anything to look at or draw from, or we can't be helpful. And so thank you for your time in putting that together. Thank you, Meg, for your time. And guys, guys and gals, I know I always say guys, if you have any struggles, any challenges with it, please, please, please reach out to, not me, not it, but reach out to Meg or Lauren and they can absolutely walk that through with you. And yeah.
We put a lot of thought into the documents, and I'm very confident that everybody will feel like it's not burdensome. It's complete, but it's not burdensome. And if you put on your, if it were my business, how would I want it run hat, you'll recognize that, oh yeah, this stuff just makes sense.
All right, so in that, you just make sure, we're gonna do some deal shares. That's how I wanna make sure we go out. Oh, here's a list, and this will be in the email too, of everyone on your support team. That will be helpful for you. Okay, so let's do some deal shares as we wrap up. Who's got something that they need to either fill, sell, or you're looking for something? My assistant brought me coffee. Such a good boy. He's looking at commercial real estate, everybody. So we'll see. Okay, who's got stuff?
Hey, it's Holly here. I am sharing a deal. Okay, it's the deal of the website. Yay!
Good, yay.
Yay! It's good. It's ready. We finally, I think, after pushing and prodding, we've got the majority of the people have at least sent an updated photo. Dave Finnegan, and
We're only calling you out because we love you. We're only
yeah,
we're
yeah.
calling you out.
I sent my high school yearbook photo.
I was wondering. I thought, wow, it's kind of like the Olin Mills where you're staring off into space with your hand under your chin. I guess where I'm going with this is I went on Friday and met with Lauren to show her and go over some of the key components of it that are a must. And then I have one last spot in which I am in a communication with the website developer on as far as making them connect. And my thoughts are, I'm ready to just turn this darn thing on and roll with it. But we do have to have, from a compliance standpoint, we really should have, Tom Baker, some of the leadership look at it. It's going to be an evolving process. We're going to be updating it and tweaking it along the way. But we got to get something out there. It's just been down way too long. So yay, go team.
And a huge thank you, Holly, for your effort in pulling that together and helping us build that. There you are. Hi. I miss seeing your face. Thank you for all of the, I know it's been a thing. So, and we finally are able to update it more easily so that it can be fresh content, and that helps with Google searches and all that jazz. So I appreciate that so much. We are grateful.
And it's, you know, and a side note is I'm trying not to work on it. Okay, I'm not working on it. Please don't narc on me. While I'm here at my office, when I'm working with Matt, David, those guys, it's I have a problem with that. It's their dime. So as my husband will attest to, I've been working on this at night, and he now thinks I have taken a virtual lover. So got to do what you got to do. I mean, really.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
So we'll get that thing going live here momentarily.
It has to be turned on. It's way too long, way out of commission. It's just, yeah.
Good. Awesome. All right. Who's got some deals?
Hi guys, Jim Halber here, looking for, in Bloomington, around that area, a garage type that could handle outdoor parking for buses and have a small shop that non-oil things, mostly just cleaning, that could be done into it. Could vary between 4,000 to 10,000 square feet. If you have anything, please send it my way.
Hey Maggie, can you type up these things and just put them into the private group after the meeting? I know the recording will be on, and yet I have a sneaking suspicion that people might not watch the whole recording. So if they have these kind of bullet points in front of their face and then contact Jim on that, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Anybody else, guys? Needs, wants?
I've got a
Please.
client looking for gas stations. He'll buy about any quantity. So he's looking for performing ones, looking for high performing ones and low performing ones. So if you have anything in that, you know, just let me know. I'll pass it on to him.
What locations? Where?
Anywhere in the state.
Is Western Wisconsin part of the state?
It's a suburb.
Well, I don't know. I guess so. Yeah, it's close to if it's close to the Twin Cities, I don't think he cares.
Okay.
Yep. And Bob, I don't know if you can if Dale still is working with Scott. If you know. Because I know that
He is there. He had a deal fall through. And so I know that Dale has at least a couple. So you can talk to him directly.
Okay.
He's got a couple of them.
tell him he's missing out because he's not on the call.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to today.
Yeah, everybody should text one person in our commercial group and ask them where they're at. Tell them we missed them.
Holly, you can text about 5, and they're all in your team.
I saw Andy
I got
on here
one.
earlier.
I got one. I got Keith. Andy had an appointment, I think.
You got
That's all I got.
Anthony, Andy, and Matt, and David.
I saw Pat Cropsey on here for a couple of minutes. Yeah, I miss seeing everybody.
And Tom Baker, the gas stations, we had the 2 that were listed in Albert Lee. They went under contract, but maybe reach out to Matt or Andy. If they were on the call, we could talk now. But if you could reach out to them in case something falls through with that, they're
Yeah, just let them know. Let them know because I'm sure you'll talk to them before I will.
I'm on a need-to-know basis. They only have
okay.
5. Yeah.
That's how your database is still working?
Sure. I'm up to about 5 or 6 now since we have to do command and opportunities. No, I think I'm up at like 8.
Do they operate them, or are they planning? Are they looking really for the sites?
Operate them.
All right, everybody. Anything else? We don't want to miss anything. Otherwise, I'm going to let you get on with your day. I appreciate you all.
Are you feeling better, Jen?
I am. I'm not on drugs. Okay, and
Oh.
for the record, that Facebook, somebody needed to stop me because I did a Facebook Live and we need,
It was awesome.
that is going to be used against me in one way,
Totally.
shape, or form.
Absolutely.
I apologize. I think I can do things that my body can't do. My mind's writing checks that my body can't cash. So I apologize for the incoherent. For those of you that didn't see it, it was a ridiculous
It was awesome.
Facebook thing
It was
that
awesome.
I said. So I am feeling better. I'm still working from home. My doctor likes to tell me that I'm going too fast. And so I'm going to be home for a couple more days. My goal is to get into the office next week. A couple of times. That's my goal. So, but in today's world, we can do all of this from our kitchen table. So I have 5 recruiting appointments this afternoon.
Boom.
So I'm working, I'm just not there, but I miss being there. So thank you for asking. I'm fine.
Why do you
I'm
miss
fine.
being there when none of us are there?
I know. I want us to do something that'll get us together, even if we have to be 6 feet apart.
Now it's 26 feet is what they're saying.
Oh, God.
That was the news out yesterday.
Wow.
6 feet is not enough. It's 26.
Actually, there was quite a few people there yesterday at the market center.
Yeah,
We
it
had a
was-
big day
it
in
was a
Egan.
bustle. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a bustling hive.
Yeah,
So-
it was kind of fun. It was good to see people.
Blake was so happy yesterday.
Poor Blake. He misses people. He and the squirrels.
Oh man.
All right. Bye,
Awesome.
guys. Glad you're feeling
Thank
better.
you.
Okay, bye everybody. Appreciate you all. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.